Good morning, Central Texas. Welcome to KISS Community Connections at My KISS 103.1. I know I'm Phyllis Jones, for your host, and my voice sounds terrible, doesn't it? I know, but you know what? I have one today. Because for 2 days, I didn't have a voice. But you know what? Show must go on, and we have information to put out. You know, before I talk to my guests, one thing I want to remind you of is that the kids are out of school until January 7th. So that means that since it's some nice weather, they're outside playing. And as we know, when little children are playing outside, the one interest they have is playing. The second interest they have is any cars coming when that ball goes in the street. And as we know, because we were all kids, when that ball goes in the street, the instinct of a child is to go and get it. So the instinct for us is to slow down, be careful, because our kids are outside. Like I said, the weather's nice. They're outside playing, having some fun, and seeing your car come down the street. It's not something that they're thinking about all the time. All the time. So that's something that we have to be mindful for. So be careful of the little kids and be careful of the big kids because they play crazy games. You know, they push each other in the street and all those crazy things that they do. But just be mindful until January 7th that they're out there, they're playing, walking, being silly, being children. Because as you know, by accident, we were once children. And we did some of the same things that they're doing. So just be mindful and careful. And now to my guest. You know, my guest, I've known him for a couple of years. More than a couple of years. In fact, when I met him, he was in the military. And he was the president of a group called ROC. He was a very powerful president of ROC. Because he made rock a rock. In Killeen area, rock was a rock. I didn't know what rock was. I didn't understand it. But Steve graciously explained it to me. But what I'm saying about it is that he wasn't the president of ROC just because it was cool. He was the president of ROC because it was needed. It was needed. And ROC is an abbreviation breakdown to which he'll break it down. Or it's ROCs. He will break it down. But anyway, when I met him, he was the president of ROCs. And like I said, he did it because it was needed, not because it was cool. Although he was cool doing it. But it was cool that it was needed. It brought the community and the military officers together. The African-American officers together, I'll say. But it brought us together to do some things in the city that were needed. And it showed that we can bridge. Because, you know, a lot of times in the community, we assume that Fort Hood, this big, strange group on post, that we can't work together as a community, but we did. So that's when I first met Steve Johnson, when he was there. And like I said, we formed a friendship as far as working in the community and getting things done. And Steve knows, and I know, and everybody knows, I'm a kid person first. For me, it's all about the kids. The adults, well, you screwed up your life, so I don't really care. But the adults is all about that. So once again, I'm partnering with Steve again. But this time is because he's the president of Alpha Phi Alpha. And once again, he's not the president because it's cool. He's the president of Alpha Phi Alpha to keep it functional and to keep it going and to keep it known in the community that you might not know who and what alphas are about. Uh-oh, he's writing something that oh my God. He wants me to see all this. Mm-hmm, he wants me to say.
I'm not the president of Alpha Phi Alpha.
Oh, he's the president of
Kappa Sigma Lambda chapter
of Alpha Phi Alpha. I'm not going to ask him to explain that because we'll be here for another 2 days. But anyway, good morning, Steve. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you doing, Phyllis?
My voice is coming back.
My voice is leaving, so we're about in the same point.
But you know what? This shows that we know that this has to go on.
Yes, it definitely does.
It has to go on. So, you know, the alphas, you all do a lot of things that have to do with the community. Mm-hmm. And basically everything you have to do with the community. But one thing you didn't forget is the youth.
No, we always try to make sure that we're giving back to our community and focusing on the youth, and mainly focusing on young men is our focus with Project Alpha, as well as with our upcoming event, which is our MLK oratorical contest for January the 19th here in Central Texas.
Now I want you to back up, because I've given this flyer out to some parents.
Okay.
And, I had to explain what oratorical was. And I had to explain it to people who work for the school district. So
say it yourself.
Yeah, I did. I had to explain it. And when I had to explain it, I took a deep breath, because I was like, okay. So for those who don't know and understand, I need you to break that down.
Oratorical contest. An opportunity for public speaking for young men, grades 9th through 12th grade, to come and speak on a topic in which we've chosen. This falls right in line with Alpha Phi Alphas, go to one of our national programs, go to high school, go to college, where we try to encourage young men to academically do things in which will help them not only be successful in high school, but be successful in college. One of the things I like to say when I talk about the oratorical contest that's coming up is we must groom the next Barack Obama. And it starts now. It starts with that 9th grader. It actually starts, I'm a 2nd grade teacher. It starts in 2nd grade. It starts in 1st grade. It starts in the home. When you're making sure, as you said, they're on break right now. They're not on break from school. They should be learning something. You should have them reading something while they're at home. Have them write. I told my students in my class, 2nd graders, every day I want you to write 3 sentences of what you did today. So when you get back to school, you're going to write about your Christmas break. One, that keeps the child in mind that he needs to learn. And also you get to see how well they write.
That's true. I work with, I volunteer with Mr. David Woodbury, and you know him.
Yes.
And he does a program called a parent party, but it's not a parent party. It's more of he's teaching the parents different ways of working with their children. And he calls it a party because when parents come back and has done what they're supposed to do, they get a surprise.
That sounds great. That sounds really great.
But this time he allowed me to introduce something to the parents. And it's almost what you're doing. Because what the kids have to do during this break, they have to sit down and read a book, but then they have to talk about the book to their parents. They have to stand up in front of their family and actually say, I read this book, and this is what the book was about. One of the parents, when I told her about it that Thursday, I saw her the next day, and she said she went home and said, let me try it. So it was a book her son had already read. She found out that he couldn't stand before them and tell them what the book was about. She didn't understand what that meant. So she asked me, why couldn't he? I said, because his reading skills are good, but his comprehension skills aren't there. I said, if his comprehension skills aren't there, he can't speak about it.
Yes.
She didn't get it until I said it. And then she realized, oh, okay. I said, just like when you look at TV and someone asks you, did you see that part? And you say no, but you were looking at it. It just didn't go. It didn't get in there. I said, that time, you just didn't get it. So this is what you're talking about.
Definitely. And
it'll get people in the mind of, some of us do have that comprehension problem.
Definitely.
And our young men are good at it. and that's bad that they're good at it, but they are. So why are you doing this anyway?
Well, we're doing this one again to encourage our young high school young men, 9th through 12th grade. Let me just read what I've written down, somewhat pre-scripted. The Brothers of Kappa Sigma Lambda, chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Incorporated, are sponsoring a Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Drum Major for Justice oratorical contest for high school students, grades 9th through 12th grade. This competition will be held on January the 19th at 9:06 a.m. on the campus of Texas A&M's Central Texas, 1001 Leadership Place, here in Killeen, or not here since I'm in Temple, but in Killeen. The competition is a contest designed to motivate high school males to excel in education. The competition encourages students to express their views on a selected topic and focuses on the abilities of students to communicate orally and in writing. The contest is also designed to give young men experience in public speaking, reviewing legal documents, as well as provide an opportunity for them to obtain some financial support for their academic needs and pursuits. Participants will receive cash prizes: first place, $500, second place, $300, and third place, $150. Let me go back and read this one other sentence. Don't want you to miss this part. The contest is designed to give young men an experience in public speaking, reviewing legal documents. You say legal documents. We want them to do some research as they look at this topic and come back when they're giving their speech. They have something, they've backed it up with a little research. The topic of the competition is always considered from the point of view of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., a brother of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity.
That's what I was going to ask you. I was going to ask you that.
The topic of the competition this coming year, 2019, focuses on something our president said. Similar to last year's topic, focused on something our president had said or done. Several NFL players knelt while the United States national anthem played before the games. The protest movement, which began when NFL player Colin Kaepernick refused to stand in 2016, gained momentum after President Donald Trump said any protesting player is a, quote, SOB, end quote, who should be fired. We're asking young men to speak on that topic and say, from Dr. Martin Luther King's point of view, the demonstration of athletes taking a knee has been viewed and considered an act of civil disobedience. What do you think Dr. Martin Luther King's view of the take the knee protest would be? How relevant is Dr. Martin Luther King's text and philosophy today?
That's strong.
And being this is a military community, right, it'd be interesting to see young people's point of view of what our current president stated nationally, and how they feel that Dr. Martin Luther King would have taken that or take the stance on the take the knee protest. Again, it's a take the knee protest. And it was done as a nonviolent protest. Yes, it's done during the national anthem. And now that we're in a military community, it'll be interesting to see the young people's view on that.
That's true. Which means they need to research two things.
Yes.
They need to research the national anthem.
Yes.
And MLK.
And Martin Luther King. Dr. Martin Luther King and his views on protesting.
Wow. That'd be good.
Definitely.
And I'm enjoying seeing that one. And hopefully, I asked our station manager, he'll let me know soon, because I would like to do my show there.
Oh, okay.
During it, I would have to open my show, but I would like my show to be there for an hour. It's more than an hour, but for an hour, to actually capture it, because the topic is powerful. Because I'll say Phyllis Jones, does not do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Okay.
Because of the second stanza.
Okay.
That we don't say. We don't say it on purpose. Because if we said it, we'd understand why we might not want to do it first. I'm just saying.
Okay. You done made me tweak my interest. I got to go back and read the second one again. Yeah,
and that's the other part. When people say it and I don't, and everybody say, why you don't say it? I say, have you read the rest of the song? You ever read the rest of the song? They say, no. Well, go read the rest of the song.
Oh,
and then you'll understand.
You're speaking of the national anthem.
Yes, I say then you'll.
Okay, yes.
I said then you'll understand about it. But that is good, because a lot of our young people know what he did, Colin did, but they don't know the history behind it
and why.
Yeah.
And his protest again was just a nonviolent way of trying to bring to the forefront of the violence against African American males.
Right.
It wasn't a disrespect to the flag.
No. But the flag is, people need to realize, the flag is only a symbol. It doesn't stand for, what do I call it? It does, staying in place to the flag means nothing at all when your actions don't reflect it.
There you go.
Because we have people who pledge with a gun in their hand, ready to shoot you right after the pledge is over with. So it's
or run you down in the street in the name of the flag.
Yes. Because if it does. My question is this: Alphas, you all about our men, our young men.
Yes.
So what do you all discuss the educational issues of the males today?
Oftentimes we do, and we try to think of what ways we can incorporate those issues into the platforms that we have. Go to high school, go to college. This platform of having the oratorical contest, our Project Alpha, which is projected to be, or we're tentatively scheduled for 2nd of March at Maynard Middle School this year, where we're focused on young men, and we've also incorporated young ladies to be a part of that as well. But we're focusing on abstinence, even though it's kind of taking a step back from abstinence in today's world, but focus on being responsible young men and women when it comes to sexual activity. Unfortunately, young people do get involved at an early age in those type of things where their focus should be education. But we try to inform them of, okay, here are the things that could happen. Not only could you get someone pregnant, that's an easy thing, but you could catch a disease that's going to be with you for the rest of your life and then impact your life for the rest of your life. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not downplaying pregnancy, because you've just impacted somebody's life, be it a parent, be it that girl, be it you, the male, who now has the responsibility of a child. Be it you take it upon yourself to do it or not, the law will help you out.
Your parents won't be happy.
And your parents won't be happy either.
Because they have to pay child support to the child because you're a minor.
Right.
But also, with that, are you all going to touch on the other subjects? And the one subject is, we know about the sexual activity because we know Bell County is leading the way.
Yes.
And that's not good, but we know it's lead. But also, right now in Bell County, our child sex trafficking is relatively ridiculously high, and our boys are being trafficked more than the girls because they can make more money off of a boy than a girl. It's terrible to have to say that, but it's true. So during Project Alpha, is that possible?
I knew that question would probably come up from you today.
Well,
and I've already, my statement to you is, I will get with the chair and definitely have them contact you and see if there is any way possible we can fit at least a small segment of our Project Alpha to address the concerns of child trafficking.
Because we don't think, when we think about all the things, we forget that. And we forget it because it's been something that somebody lifted up the carpet and swept it under there. And now we're falling over the carpet. And I'm on a group called TSOY, so that's what we do. We focus on it and we teach people about it. We tell you, we don't make it cute because it isn't cute. We actually break it down and let you know this is exactly what goes on. And our boys, like I said, are being taken in Bell County more. We will say, where are the numbers? But I'll tell you, the numbers are when you hear a young man ran away from home. If it's in the paper on Monday, you're concerned about it, correct?
Check.
And when Tuesday and Wednesday, you're still concerned about it, right? Because it's in the paper. Thursday, it's not in the paper. You're not concerned anymore.
Yes.
But do you call the police department to see, has he been found? No, you don't. Because it fell off the paper, so it fell off your mind. Well, that kid who was not found,
2 months later, you see it on the news report.
That he's found dead or whatever.
Yes.
But when it falls off the paper, we tend to fall off thinking about it. When that's when we need to contact hey, listen, has he been found? No. Well, if he hasn't for so long, that's one of the assumptions we know would be. So we need to remember that you're not going to ever hear, oh, this child got snatched for trafficking. No, you're going to hear this missing kid who was never found. Well, what happened to him? Where did he go? You know, and society has taught us, oh, you're hanging with some boys he ain't got no business with. Society taught us that.
Yes.
So we need to exchange it and put facts out there.
I definitely agree with you on that. And I will work to get that into our program for this coming year.
Now, this year actually, the first part of the year, with the first year, you all did the oratorical. So how did it go with the guys? What did you all learn? What did you all learn from your first time doing it?
Our first time doing it, what we learned was it was needed.
Okay.
We were very excited to have 7 young men, 9th grader, all the way up to 3 12th graders who participated. Great event. The 9th grader really impressed me that initially he was a little hesitant when we went through our rehearsal. He thought he wouldn't make it, but he came out and he did. And he did a good job. And that's the thing, is getting the experience. As you were stating earlier about reading the book in front of your family, unless you get out there and do it, you'll always sit back in the shadows and be afraid to step forward. And we're hoping to be able to push young men to the forefront. We're looking to have a better event this year. Last year we did serve breakfast, and this year we will. So let me just recap again what we're planning on doing. On the 19th of January, we're planning on having the oratorical contest at Texas A&M Central Texas campus. Tickets are $15 per person. Breakfast will be served. It starts at 9:06 a.m. in the morning. Right now, I know we have, I believe, 4 applicants who've applied. We're hoping to have many more, and we'll stay until complete. We have not put a cap on the number of people who can participate. Last year we had 7. We're hoping to have at least 10 this year.
No, 14.
15.
15. There you go. Okay, good.
But we're looking for the community to come out and support and give these young men some appreciation for what the time they put in to read and find out how to address this issue, or topic, should I say. Point of contacts for this information are Dr. Edward Hill and Mr. Riakos Adams. Dr. Hill can be reached at 803-403-6304, or Mr. Adams at 678-799-1809. But because I know everyone has access to some type of internet, the easiest way to get an application and to find out more information about this is to go to killeen.alphas.com. That's www.killeen.alphas.com. And on our website, on the right side, you'll see MLK Oratorical Contest. Just click on that, and it'll take you to the page where you can get the application and find out a little bit more information.
Okay, I have another question that we know happens in our community, and a group of us found out about it when we did a graduation for a group of children. If a young man comes and he wants to be a part, but his hardship is clothes, having the proper attire to be there that day. That's his biggest issue, and it's not his fault, but it's a matter of, can the Alphas help him out, or what? Do you all help them out? Or get the community brought in, or what do you do for that?
We'll try to get the community brought in if we see that type of concern. We have not had that addressed before.
Right.
But we will find a way to make sure the young man feels comfortable and is presentable, that he's presentable for this event. It's not a black tie affair or anything, but just we'll get him a jacket and a nice shirt and have him there presentable.
Because, a lot of young men in our community, that is their problem. They don't step out because to them, they don't have the attire to fit in.
Right.
So they won't come out. They say, well, I don't have that.
Yeah, they shy away from it because they feel somewhat embarrassed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I don't have nice shoes. I don't have a nice pair of pants. We want you to come. We will help you get there.
Because
personally, Mr. Johnson will step out there and say, I can't help everybody.
Right.
But I will make sure that child is accommodated.
And it's a group of us that for Richard Milburn, I'll just say because it was public what we did. Richard Milburn Academy, we found out those kids weren't going to have a graduation last year, school year. So a group of us got together and go, no. Not a graduation, a prom. So we decided, no. You all will get a prom. So we got together and the store in the mall that sells suits, he gave a package deal of $80 for a complete suit.
Wow.
Because he found out what we're doing. So we went to the community and found some men who would sponsor a kid to make sure they had the suits. A lot of these boys had never wore a suit in their life.
Right.
A lot of them have never wore dress pants in their life. Their life was T-shirt, gym shoes, jeans, sweatshirt, But so some of the boys first, well, okay, I'm glad y'all doing the prom, but I can't come.
Right.
So then it became the why. And we found out the attire was it. So we got a barbershop to do their hair free. We got those things done because we didn't want that.
To hold them back.
Yeah, to hold them back.
To have that experience, yes.
So we did that. So I said with the oratorical, that will happen. Because like me, I'm going to go back to those same young men who we know were in 11th grade last year, at the school. I'm going to go back to them and say, here. What I already know, the question I'm going to get. Yeah. So I want to be able to give them an answer.
All right. Please do.
Yeah.
Please do.
So I don't want to say, well, you know what, I'm sorry, too bad. I want to be able to give them an answer and say, you know what? Between the alphas in the community,
right,
we can still make sure that your jeans and T-shirt get to stay at home.
Right. And
you get to come and...
nothing wrong with a nice pair of jeans and a nice shirt with a jacket. There's nothing wrong. We can make that work. You can, but he has to know that. Yes, we can make that work.
Okay, see that? And we got parents out there who are listening and in the same situation. Yeah.
The experience is what we want them to have, of being able to get up and public speak. We're not concerned about your dress. No. We want you to have that experience. We want you to get out there and enlighten yourself to another avenue. You may come to find out, oh, I enjoy this. I enjoy doing research. I enjoy getting up here. Yeah. And the next time, you let us know ahead of time, we'll get you prepared. And maybe you'll be public speaking at school. That's where we want you at.
It's a young man that I need you to talk to. I met him through YAC. And when some young men, you'll say hi, and they say hi, and then you begin to talk to them, you go, whoa. Well, when I was talking to him, his articulation was way above where he is. And I listened to the excitement in his voice about going to college. But the other day I went to Subway and he was working there. And I asked him, why is he there? Because I see his brain. And he said, I'm there because my family couldn't afford to send me to school. So I went 1 year and I'm out. Okay, I don't like that. I don't like it and I don't like it. So I'm the one that want to fix it, Right. So what I want to know is if I can give him your phone number. Not to say you're going to pay us way to school, but as far as the alphas are, I would hope that I could give him to you all and you all can see what you could do.